Okay guys, I have completed the first part of today's task, and that is I have selected two background areas and I've turned them into shapes by filling the outlines with paper. You may or may not have patterned paper. Whatever you have is fine. Also notice that the lines in my paper are going in the same direction. That does not matter either. If you have a design or something, they don't have to go in the same direction, okay? So the next thing I want to do is kind of tighten it up a bit. And I mean, not tighten it up, but sort of clean up some things that may have happened when you glued the paper down. For me, my paper didn't fit exactly in the shape, so I want it to seem a little bit more intentional. And I'm actually going to take the outline that I can see through my paper. Let me just get this marker going. And I'm going to bring the outline of the drawing up on top of the paper. There. And just make that part of the design. Okay, so there's that one. And right here, I think, let's see, I used the wide point sharp here. It's often easier when you're trying to make a line go onto the paper, rather than start where the line leaves off on this original drawing and then try to bring it up over the edge of the paper. It's easier to start where the line should be on top of the paper and then bring it down on top of the drawing, okay? Because otherwise your marker might get caught on the edge of your paper that you've glued on. And I just kind of messed up a little bit, didn't I? Well, I'm gonna have to make that look intentional, which often happens in art. Just gonna thicken up that line a bit. And well, it's a good thing this is not supposed to be a realistic drawing. I actually kind of like that much thicker line. I think I'll do it a little more over here. If you end up doing something like this, thickening up your line even more, then don't get too crazy with it, okay? But also, so now I've created even more of a variety of thicknesses in my line, which is kind of cool. Okay. Now, I think that's all I'm going to do. That's enough cleaning up for today. I do see where this line goes into my frame, so I don't want that to look like a mistake. I'm going to color in that part of my frame now. And that part of the shape doesn't really meet the edge of my frame now, does it? So I'm going to fix that as well. I guess I'm not quite done. Parts of my frame are usually colored in, and parts of them are often not. There. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that seem much more intentional by coloring another part of my frame. Instead of just having one area where it's colored in. I probably should have worn my glasses. There. Okay. There's one more piece that could be. Look for areas where you can improve the way your paper lays inside your frame. I do see an area here. I think there's a line underneath here. I'm going to leave that alone because it's not obvious. Okay, guys. Go forth.